Hey friends, Charmaine here again with another video. So this video is quite special because after 5 years of using the Traveler's Notebook system, this is the ever first time that I am using the number 9 repair kit from the Traveler's company. So each kit comes with 6 spare bands, 2 strings, and 1 tin fastener. It comes with instructions as well, which is written in both English and Japanese. So each step is illustrated, which you can use as a guide or reference as you repair your traveler's notebook. As written in the instructions, you will need a hammer and a pair of scissors to get started. Before anything else, I first took out all of the inserts from my current traveler's notebook. So you might be wondering, when do I need to repair my traveler's notebook? Do I even need to repair it at all? Well, the answer to this question varies from one TN user to another. In my case, my 5-year-old TN needed some sprucing up because the elastics were already loose. But you also don't have to wait 5 years to change your TN bands. If you feel like changing elastic colors, you can decide to do so. The first step is to cut the elastic bands inside the traveler's notebook. So I held up the tin fastener and cut the elastic bands attached to it. After snipping the bands, I remove all the elastic binding from my traveler's notebook. The spare bands in each kit comes in different colors. In my case, I chose to keep it simple and I just picked out the brown elastic and the brown string to match my leather cover. After picking out which colors you're going to go for, here comes the tricky part. I say it's a bit tricky because the instructions are not specific with regards to the length of the elastic band. So as I repaired my traveler's notebook, I actually eyeballed everything, hoping that I was doing it right the whole time. The first step in the instruction reads, pass the rubber band and the string through the leather cover and cut it at a suitable length. In spite of the illustration in the manual, the suitable length seemed vague still, so every now and then I'd refer to my old traveler's notebook, the camel one, just to double check if I was doing it right. After going back and forth from the illustration guide and my other traveler's notebook, in the end, I decided to leave an extra length of about 2 inches at the end of the loop. For number 2, it reads, you pass the rubber band and the string through the metal parts like the image above. So I used the center line of the tin fastener as a guide to where I should loop the strings and the elastics through. Basically, you put the string and elastic through the upper hole and the other end of the elastic in the bottom hole. This brings us to step 3, where it says to pull out the rubber and the string through the tin fastener. The fourth step, it says to prevent the string and rubber band from slipping, I guess, tie it once and put it inside. So as you can see, it's really vague, but then I just adjusted and readjusted the knot. It felt that I tied it too tight at first because the leather cover was bending a bit, so I just adjusted and readjusted the knots. The fifth step reads, you use the hammer to hit the metal part. This will hold the rubber band and the string. So again, I found this instruction a bit vague, so I referred back to the old tin fastener to see what part of the metal I should hit with the hammer and by how much the closure should be. I found out that I should only hammer down the open edge of the tin fastener and to leave a small gap in between as well. The final step reads, cut off the rubber band and the string neatly. And there we have it, a new tin fastener, string, and elastic band for my traveler's notebook. As I've just recently replaced the elastic closure of my brown traveler's notebook, for this video I'll be changing the elastic of my camel traveler's notebook. As you can see, the elastic closure of my camel traveler's notebook is quite stretched out and a bit loose, and it really needs changing. So this step is simpler compared to replacing the metal parts. So as per the first part, I took out all of the inserts and accessories before getting started. The instruction reads, cut the rubber band at a suitable length and create a loop by tying. Pass the loop through the leather cover in a way that the knot faces the inner side. If the rubber band seems to be long, please adjust the length by changing the position of the knot. This part is very straightforward. Loop the elastic, tie a knot, and pass the loop through the back hole. But as you can see, I have a couple of charms that I like to hang on the enclosure. I just follow the exact same instructions, but with the charms already looped through the elastic. I like to do it this way so I don't have to open the jump rings of the charms anymore. This is just a personal preference though, and you can just follow the instructions written on the kit as well. After attaching the charms through the elastic band and creating the loop, I just adjust and readjust the knot until I get the right snug for my elastic enclosure band. So the right snug depends on how you're going to use your traveler's notebook. I don't make it too tight in anticipation of the adjustments when I add more stuff into the traveler's notebooks, because over the year, as time goes by, it's going to get a bit thicker and thicker, so I have prepared the elastic snug to accommodate the additional contents that I will be putting throughout the year. The whole experience of repairing my traveler's notebook for the first time was actually a bit difficult at first because there are no exact measurements on the instructions, and I found some of the wordings of the instructions a bit vague. But after successfully replacing the bands and the metal parts of my traveler's notebooks, I guess I'm definitely more confident in repairing them again in the future. So I'm quite pleased with the idea of having a repair kit for traveler's notebooks. I love how the company in a way fosters longevity of their products, providing the opportunity to repair the broken parts rather than just replace the whole thing fully. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you're wondering where you can get one of the repair kits, I got mine from Scribe PH. I'll put the link down below so you have a reference if you're in the Philippines as well. But in case, I'm pretty sure any travelers company retailers, whichever part of the world you may be, actually has one of these repair kits in their lineup. So just check out any of the retailers that you have near you. Anyway guys, I'm proud to say that I successfully repaired both of my traveler's notebooks. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. I upload new videos twice a week, so do click subscribe and turn on notifications. I'm also on Instagram and on Amino. The links to my other social media handles are in the description box below. I'll see you again next week for another Journal with Me video on Thursday and another Desk Series episode on Saturday. I hope you have an awesome week ahead, and till the next video. Bye!